and see if that works. I hope. If it's not, well then, I don't know. We'll see if that works. We'll see if that works. It's the only solution I can come up with when it comes to that. Give it a minute. Let me know if I'm live, guys. See if the sound's better. I'm hoping it's picking up on this and not through my phone. But if it's picking up on my phone, then the sound is, I guess, going through my phone. I guess. We'll see. I hope. We'll see. We'll see, right? In the meantime, let's go take a little walk outside. Right. Take a little walk outside. 22%. Well, that stinks, doesn't it? Audio. Is the sound better, Miss Anne Marie? Or is the sound still going through my phone? That's what I like to know. Because if not, I'm just going to have to probably buy a headset that's a little bit better quality. And that is meant for also talking through, other than just a phone call. I might actually have to get a mic and do it that way too. But let's what is my off? Alright. I don't know what my phone was doing there for a minute, but see if that helps. I hope. Yeah, I went through my settings and networking, and it's connected to my headset, but I don't know why it's not, why the settings, I don't know why I can't default it to my headset. That's what I'm not understanding. I'm kind of tech savvy, but I'm kind of not. Depends on what it is. Is what I'm saying. Connecting, you know? So hopefully, yeah, I definitely went through my networking and settings. It's a little frustrating, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. Anyway, Yeah, yeah. It should have been. Yeah, I figured out the main bit, which is a good thing, because I'm going directly through YouTube live stream, like the app on the YouTube mobile app. There's an app called Livestream app through YouTube, so hopefully that's figured out. Hoping. So, hoping that works. I'm hoping. So, if the sound sounds a little further away, then obviously it's picking it up through the phone and not through my headset. Which, I'll be honest with you, the headset is only $20. So, it was a really cheap pair that I got, and I mainly got it for talking on the phone for work purposes at the time. So when I'm driving and I have someone calling me, I can just answer it and talk through my my Bluetooth headset. But my cat decided to chew one of the headbuds, like the earpieces, off. Silly cat, right? So what I'm gonna do, there's a tanker going through. I wonder what he's gonna do. Is he gonna back in? No, he's not. He's going around. So yeah. Yay. Yeah, naughty kitty indeed. She must have done that when I was sleeping last night. She must have gotten bored and was playing with my Bluetooth headphones or device. Now it's saying it's not connected. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm not understanding. Alright. Should be back. Which means it should be connected to my headset now. I hope. So let me know if the sound's better. And then we got that figured out. Yeah, definitely gonna work on getting a new mic in a year. Gonna have to wait till next year though. I did schedule my home time for... Got that going on. Ooh, it's a box shark. And he's backing in. Sweet. Sound is fine. Perfect. You wanna know why? Because I'm using an app called YouTube Livestream app, and it connects directly to my channel. So hopefully the sound's clearer than what it was before. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. But I wanted to kind of answer questions for viewers on what trucking is about, and to give you guys my take on what I've experienced in the last, let's just say in the last 2 months since I've been back trucking. Because I took a break because of my mom's death, but I came back in October October of last month, or October, beginning of October is when I went back to trucking, and definitely learned a lot. Like the way the how can I explain it? Scheduling wise, you don't have a normal sleep schedule, which is fine. I can live with that. Budgeting is definitely one of those keys, because if you don't budget correctly, and I'll be honest with you guys, I wish my truck had an APU, and the reason why, and a stronger inverter, because this truck is so basic. It is probably the most basic truck that I will ever have, hopefully, and I hope that my next company that I'll be joining in January, which I've talked to the company itself. The company offers in their trucks a refrigerator, an APU, and an inverter that's much better than what I have. When it comes to certain things, the current truck that I have does not, it doesn't have a refrigerator, so I can't keep food cold without it spoiling. So I can't really do anything like that. You know? Let's turn the camera a little bit that way and that way. Yeah. So yeah. Figured that out. So there's a CFI truck over there. I'm looking into CFI or Variant. Those are two of my main companies I'm looking into for next year, but I've narrowed it down to one company already. So they're also much better runs, and I can actually stay out of the East a little bit, because I'm getting tired of running the East Coast, you know. Daily pre-trip. I don't need to do a daily pre-trip, guys. My DM is just one of those things. So anyway, about what I've learned so far in trucking. One, you don't have a normal sleep schedule. So sometimes my schedule is very depending on the drop appointment and pickup appointment. I know tomorrow I'm going to be heading out around 2 o'clock in the morning to pick up my next load. It's a drop and hook, and it's going to Georgia. Now that load is due on Monday at 10 o'clock in the morning on Monday, but that's a set appointment, so I can't show up early, and I definitely can't show up late, which is fine. I don't like to show up late anyway, so that's something else there. But another thing that I've learned is the 4 clocks that I have to deal with, which is, I'm gonna see if I can show you guys this. So the one thing I've learned is my 4 clocks, right? And this is where time management really does play a key in a lot. So as you could tell, I have my 30-minute break time, which I have 8 hours to take a 30-minute break. Never worried about that. My 11-hour clock, which is here, that's how much time I have to drive in one day. Within 11 hours, I'm only allowed to drive 11 hours in a day. I have my 14, which is my working hours in a day. I'm only allowed to work 14 hours in one day. Once that's up, I can't work anymore. I can't drive. I can't do anything. I can use personal conveyance to take care of personal stuff, and that won't be affected. And then I have my 70-hour clock, which is right now I'm doing a 34-hour reset to reset my 70. Because right now I only have 15 hours. I could, in theory, run my recaps, which is this right here, right? I have recap hours that I could run off of and not have to worry about my 70-hour clock. But the problem is I have 2 hours coming up on 3 days from now, and if I don't manage my clock correctly, I could really set myself up for failure. I'd rather have a full 70-hour clock to work with in a week than just run on recaps, because if I get stuck at a shipper and I'm running on my recaps and say I only have 8 hours coming back that day, which is tomorrow I have 9 hours coming back, and let's just say I burned all my 11 hours today, right? If I were to start driving today and I burn all my 11 hours, I'll be down to for about 3 hours, 4 hours left, right? Actually, let's just say, 4 hours left on my clock. Let's just say I get stuck at a shipper, right? And I have to go into my 14-hour clock. Well, then, if I burn all my 14, then I'm down to only an hour left, or 2 hours left, essentially, on my 70, right? So the next day, I get 9 hours back. I'm only going to have 10 or 11 hours the next day to work when I get my 9 hours back, right? I don't like pushing my clock like that sometimes. Now, granted, in 2 days, I get 11 hours back, so that would cover most of my time. But then, the next day after that, I have only 2 hours coming back, right? That's really pushing my clock, guys. I don't like doing that. So I told my DM I want to do a full 70. That way I can not worry about a lot of things on my time. You know? So that's why I'm doing a full 70-hour reset. So I have a full 70-hour week to work with. I hope that explains a little bit, but if it doesn't, then I'm going to have to really figure out how to explain that better for you guys. That's something I've learned since I've started. Also, rules in trucking that I've learned. You don't block the fuel islands. Actually, you know what? Let's do it this. Oh, you stupid phone. Let's do it this way so you guys can actually see me. So, yeah. So that's something I've definitely learned. You know, don't burn your 70-hour clock down to the wire, because then you're having to do a 34-hour reset. You can run on recaps, but it's not always a good thing. Yeah, and you know why I did that was so everybody knows what, as a truck driver, you have to go with, you know? That's something I'm having to look at almost every day. Before I start my day, I have to see how much time I have in a day. And the main thing I'm worried about is my 70-hour clock every single day. If I have 15 hours, I'm good. But if I only have 9 hours coming back the next day and I'm having to run recaps, I run below the 9 hours. That, if I run below my recap hours and I still have an extra hour on my recap, that just goes on to my next day of recaps. So let's say, okay. Oh, jeez, magnet. All right. Let's just say I have 15 hours today, right? I have 11 hours. I use all my 11 hours, right? I use all of my 11 hours. That brings it down to 4 hours, right? Brings it down to 4 hours after I use all my 11 hours, right? I get stuck at a shipper. I put myself on, I can't do it right now, but I put myself on duty Well, my on-duty status is my 14 hours right there, basically. It's both. Once I'm not... Okay. My 11-hour clock is my drive time clock. The amount of time I'm allowed to legally drive on the road is only 11 hours. Legally. So I get to a shipper. I have 2 hours of drive time left on my 11. That means I have 4 hours left on my 14. That's because I've used my 8 hours of my 11, bringing it down to, or 9 hours of my 11, bringing it down to 11. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to do this on paper myself. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to get some paper here. I'm going to write things down real quick. This is going to help tremendously. It's going to help me too, to be honest with you. Because talking about it is great. But actually 11 hours knowing about it is even better. What happened to all my pens? I had a whole bunch of pens. Oh boy. I know, I'm like super confused today. Alright, I'm going to write this down and I'm going to talk about it at the same time, and then I'm going to show you guys what exactly I have, right? So, whoops. Clock. Shipper. Okay, let's say start date, the starting time. I have 11 hours. Which is my 11 hours to start, right? Let's just say I start driving to get to my shipper. And I use, say, 4 hours of my drive, right? So we take 11 minus 4 equals 6. So I get to the shipper and I have 6 hours left, right? Don't worry, I'm gonna show you guys on paper what I'm talking about at the same time. So then I go to on duty. On duty, which is but then I use, that gives me 6 hours there, but then I have to add, so time plus 3 equals, wow, this is getting a little more complicated than I thought. 10, 11, 6 is 9? Yeah, 9. Okay. So I have 9 hours of on-duty time, but then I only have 6 hours of drive time. Yeah? Yeah, we'll go with that. So, give me 1 second, guys. I'm going through this in my head here. So I'm at the shipper and I have a total amount of time of try to make this simple for you guys. I know, because it's confusing for me sometimes. So, alright, so far, guys, if I've done my math correctly, which, you know what, we're going to have to go in the back here. Get some more light back. This is where a truck needs to have some more stuff to do, right? Alright guys, so because I'm such a fanatic person to try to explain things, right? Wish more people were here to see this, but that's alright. I'm taking this challenge on today, I guess. I have 33% on my phone, which is gonna be fine. Alright, excuse the mess, guys. Get my little desk out here. I know, this truck isn't really set up for anything that I like to have. So, let's turn on this light here. And hopefully that'll give me some more light here. Alright guys, so this is what I wrote down so far. So as you guys can tell, I have 11 hours of drive time today, which is right here. I put that down right here. That's my 11 hours right there, right? Now, I have 14 hours in total that I could work in a day. Atlantis, please do not come over here right now. I'm busy. I have 14 hours of working hours in a whole day. I could work on my 14 my entire day. That's the amount of time I have. So I wrote that down right here. So I have 14 hours. Now, let's say I started driving. I've used 4 hours of my drive time. That brings it down to 6 hours from here, minus 6, that brings it down to actually I've done my math wrong. 7 hours. Whoopsie. 7 hours, not 6. Alright, so 11 minus 4 is 7. Yeah, 7 hours. So I put 7 hours right here. I know my scrabble scratching here, right, is there. But if I've used 4 hours of my 14-hour clock, it brings it down to 10 right here. So I have 10 hours. So let's just say at the shipper, I'm at the shipper and I have 7 hours of my 11 to use, and then I have 10 hours of my 14 that I've used out of my 14-hour clock, right? Yes. So let's say at the shipper I've had to use, say, 3 hours. Well, let's just say I've used 3 hours of my 14-hour clock. Actually, let's make it simple and just say I used 5 hours of my clock. I'm going to make it real simple. Let's just say I got stuck at a shipper for 5 hours. Right? That brings it down to 14 o'clock. Right? Let's just say I've used 14 out of... I have 10 hours on my clock. I now have only 5 hours of my 14-hour clock, which is right here. Okay? So, essentially, I only have 5 hours of my 14 that I can legally use, right? And this is where it's going to get really confusing. And I'm going to try to explain this all in a very good way. But I know that my 11-hour clock does not, it stops as soon as I go into on duty, because this is the clock that's my drive clock, not my on duty clock. That's my drive clock. So think of this as your, think of this time right here as your driving time. It can stop and go when you're on duty, but this is your on duty. Once you start this clock, it cannot stop. Will not stop at all unless you do an 8-2 split sleeper berth kind of deal, which I'm not even going to go into that at all, because I don't do that at all. I basically do not do that. So then I have my 70-hour clock. So let's just say I have 5 hours left on my 70, and I've used 10 hours, and I now have, okay, so, oh crap. Alright, well, this is going to be very complicated. Trying to explain this all is very difficult. So in a day, let's say I've started the day with A is my 11 hours, B is my 14-hour clock, and C is my 70-hour clock. 70. I have 15 hours. I have my full 14 hours, and I have my full 11 hours. Right? So I have 15 hours today. I have 14 hours of working time today, and I have 11 hours of driving. All right, this is my drive clock right here, which is where I'm going to put drive. Yikes. That's my drive time. It's all the time I can legally drive. This is my working clock. So here, that's all the time I can legally work in on the road. All right. This is my week. I have 70 hours in a week to work total. Well, as you can tell, I have 15 hours left. And so, separately, I'm going to work on my recaps if I had to work on recaps, which I'm not going to right now. But I'll explain that separately, okay? So let's say hypothetically speaking, today, thank you, truck. Truck starting today because it's getting cold in here, but that's all right. Let's say today I started and I drove for 6 hours driving, right? That takes it down to 5 hours when I receive. Let's just say I have 5 hours when I get to my shipper, right? So this is my shipper. I get to my shipper right here. I also have to take 6 hours away from my 14. All right. That brings it down to 7 hours right here. Right? 14 minus 6. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Wait, no. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Okay, 8 hours. I have 8 hours of my 14 left of my working time right here. My drive time goes down to 5. I have 5 hours of drive time. I have 8 hours of working time. So then but then also I have to subtract 6 from my 70-hour work week clock. That brings it down to 11 hours that I have to work in a day. Here's the kicker, right? If my working clock in a day keeps running and I'm at the shipper for 2 hours, let's just say I'm at the shipper for another 2 hours. Or actually, let's make it 4 hours. I now have only, sorry about the camera guys, I have 8 hours total of my 14-hour day to work, which right here, right, we know that number is 8. That doesn't stop when you're at a shipper. Legally, you're supposed to be on duty at all times, yeah? Right here. Right there, right? Now you're asking yourself, well, why didn't that stop running? Why did that stop running? Because that's your on-duty status right there. On duty is your working clock. Your 14-hour clock doesn't stop in a day at all. Doesn't stop at all. Right? So that brings it down to 4 hours right there. So you have 4 hours of working clock right there. Now your drive goes down to 5 right here. Your drive time does stop when you're going to a shipper, because you're not, oops, this stops when you're at a shipper. When you switch to on duty, off duty, personal conveyance, or anything like that, on duty, your 11 stops. So you still have 5 hours of drive time. But legally, you only have 4 hours right there. So this is now the clock I have to worry about right here. I only have 4 hours left of drive time. This cancels out completely because this is lower than that. So your drive time on your 11 no longer matters because it matches up with your 14 right here. So now I'm only having 4 hours of drive time. I wasted an extra hour at a shipper because I was forced to, right? Yeah, it's confusing, yeah? So now you only have 4 hours. Well, you're saying you only have 5 hours to begin with, right? Yeah, I did. But because I was at a shipper for 4 hours, I only have 4 hours left of my drive time now. Is this making sense so far, guys? Let me know. My 70-hour clock is still going to be at 11 hours. Right? Because this clock stops when you're not driving. This is your drive time and on duty time, I think. Pretty sure. Actually, I think your 70 does continue to run. If anybody wants to confirm that, let me know and I'll redo the math real quick. But let's say, hypothetically speaking, it stops because I'm in off duty, so you're technically not using that clock, right? When I'm at a shipper, I tend to go off duty, which my company allows to do that, but you're supposed to be in on duty status when you're at a shipper. But I know all the truck drivers that I know go to off duty status to kind of help. I go to on duty most of the time just to, because if I get stopped by DOT and they see that you're on off duty status, most of the time they're going to be questioning that, right? Yeah, so like yesterday I went to off duty, ended my shift, and I ended up with 15 hours, almost 16 hours left, right? So yeah. Now, here's the kicker, right? Let's just say I get back to a yard after leaving this ship. Let's just say I drive for another, after getting unloaded, to a truck stop, and I get there. Now I'm focusing on my 14-hour clock because that's what I have. I'm not worried about my 11-hour clock anymore at all. Let's just say I drove another 2 hours to get to a rest area, right? So 2 hours. I now have 2 hours left of my drive time. 2 hours of my 14. You're already saying, Anthony, you're already in trouble. Yeah, I know. I'm in major trouble, right? Because I was lower, because this was lower than this number, and yeah, I had 5 hours, but now I'm only at 4 hours. I said your 11-hour clock stops when you're at a shipper because you're on duty status. You're not driving, so this doesn't matter. This stops. This continues to run regardless of your status. Once you start your clock, you cannot stop it unless you decide to do an 8-2 sleeper berth. I do not do an 8-2 sleeper berth because then it's too much for me to keep up with. I can do it, but I choose not to. So I have 2 hours left of my drive. Well, we got to take 11 hours of that time minus 2 brings it down to 9 hours in a week. My 70 right here. I now ended up with only 9 hours left throughout the whole entire day when I stopped for the day. Okay? This is where it's going to get interesting. I have recap hours, guys. I have 9 hours of recaps coming back. 9 hours right there. So tomorrow, if I were to choose though, I have 9 hours coming back on my 70. Let's put that down. I have 18 hours for tomorrow that I could run. Let's explain recaps. Recaps work like this. This is how I'm going to explain it right here, guys. Better turn my pen around so I don't break the screen. Tomorrow, which was Sunday, that day I worked 9 hours and 17 minutes. I only go with 9 hours. I don't count my minutes. I go with 9 hours total. So a week from last Sunday, I worked 9 hours that day total. Okay? This is your 34-hour set if no reset is within the current cycle of your 70. Okay? Within a week of your 70, if you have not taken your 34-hour reset, you now run on your recap hours, which is right here. It tells you the day, the amount of hours you're gaining tomorrow if you were to still be running on your 70 right here. Right? And we already know that if I drove today, I would only end up with 9 hours left after all my time is taken, that I've taken for the day. Okay? So, if I have only 9 hours left, but I'm gaining 9 hours back, I'll have 18 hours back on my 70. That does help. I don't like doing that very much. I did that for 2 weeks straight. It was a real challenge to do. So a recap is gaining back hours a week ago from the day that you started. So, essentially a week has gone by for tomorrow. I'll get my 9 hours back tomorrow for that whole week that I ran. It's basically running one day at a time. These are my total recap hours, alright? HOS cycle use of 70-hour property, right? As you can tell, today I didn't run anything, so I'm not gaining back any hours. Yesterday, I ran 7 hours and 19 minutes. I won't get that back for a week. A week from last, which was yesterday, Sunday, on 12/3, which was a Sunday, I did 9 hours that day. I'll get those 9 hours back if I don't do a full 34-hour reset, which is right here. So if you do a 34 hours, these cancel out, you get your full 70 hours back. If you don't do your 34 hours reset, this is what you're running off of. It's best to manage your time on this if you're running recaps. Real quick. I did it for 2 weeks straight. So every day I would look at this right here and say, oh, I'm gaining 9 hours back tomorrow. How many hours can I run today to not run into those 9 hours as much, right? Because I like to gain back time, not lose time. If I ran 11 hours, well, I'm dipping into my 11 hours here. That gives me 8 hours total, because I'm losing 2 hours on my 9 hours from that. If I ran 11 hours, I'm only getting 9. I'm now dipping 2 hours out of that time frame right there. I don't want to be doing that. I want my full 11 hours. Okay? My phone's going to be dying here shortly, guys, so I'm going to be charging that back up here real quick. So, every day I'm running on my recaps. That's great, but then I'm running the risk of losing time every day. I only ran 2 hours one day. I can't run no more than 2 hours those days. If I use all my time up here, I only get 2 hours right here. I can only run 2 hours that day. I can only run 5 hours that day. I can run 8 hours 2 days later, and so forth. But let's just say I use all my time up here. I don't get any time back. I sit for the entire day that day, you guys, because I am not going to be able to use any time here. I'm not going to be able to use any time here. If I have no hours here and I used all my time, it's going to show I have no time here, no time here, and no time here. That's why I choose to do my 34-hour reset this week, because I know that if I get stuck at a shipper and it dips into my 14, it dips into my 70. I can't explain it any better than that, you guys. Oops. Wish I could explain that better. But that's the way I think of it, unfortunately, is my 70-hour clock. Basically, I run on my 70 and my 40. Or my 11 and my 14. That's my explanation on that. So if anyone knows how to explain that better, let me know. I'm very happy that made sense. Atlantis, much as I love you, which I do, right? Turn. You can't drive the truck, my dear. You can't reach the gas pedals and brakes, and you sure as heck can't see over that steering wheel. Much as I would love for you to drive, you can't. But you do like my seat, I could tell, right? Yeah. Good. Awesome. Can you move, please? You're like, what? Okay. Daddy has to sit down, so please move. Please move. Come on, move. Oh, you're just gonna stay there, are we? Don't worry, I'm not sitting on her. I'm just giving her the space she needs. I'm gonna plug my phone back in, guys. Okie dokie, let's plug my phone back in here. It's now charging. Turn my camera around so y'all can see my beautiful face. Yeah. Is that your, yeah, is that your cat too there, Miss Ann? I agree. She hasn't moved. I'm literally, like, giving her all my space. So, yeah. I wish more people were here when I was explaining that, but they'll catch it on the recap, I guess. So, yeah. we'll see. Yeah. She likes that. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm doing my 34-hour reset to get my 70 hours back, because then I'm not having to worry about my 70 hours completely. Say hello to everybody. Say hello. Yeah. This is what she does when we're sitting. She'll just hog the chair. There you go. And hit the camera, why don't you? There you go. So, this is some of the stuff I'm learning as I'm in truck driving. Big time. Now I just zoomed in on my face. I do have contacts, you guys, which are, well, I thought they were right in here. I thought my contacts were there, but I guess they're not. Oh no, I lost my contacts? Did I lose my bloody contacts? No, they're right here. Yeah, these are my contacts right here. I could wear these, but they bother my eyes at times. And I'm gonna have to really figure out how to keep those from bothering my eyes, because I know my glasses can be a little bit glaring at times. But I do have contacts, so why is my jet brake on? It should be on. But yeah, so some of the stuff I have to worry about most of the time as I'm driving is my clock. So another thing I do when I'm driving a truck is, let's just say I get my destination, yeah? And I look up the shipper on Google Maps to see what it looks like, okay? Now, my shipper is my next working order is international papers, yeah? And it's in South Carolina. Well, I want to know where the entrance is to my shipper. Okay? I want to know what it looks like. Okay? So I go on to Google Maps and I look into that particular thing. I wonder if I can... No, I can't. Can I? Nope, can't do it. I don't think. Nope. Okay. That's alright. I don't know. It's a little bit challenging. But anyway, I go on Google Maps and I look up the place I'm going to, so I can figure out exactly where the entrance is and where not to go, in case my GPS sends me the wrong way. That way I have an understanding of what route I'm taking and where I'm actually pulling into the shipper. Because if I see trucks going into that location, that's the place I need to go into. I look for a guard shack too. Most places, there's a guard shack right at the entrance of the facility for the semi-trucks. So that's where you need to go. If they don't have a guard shack, I look for the dock doors. And where the dock doors are is where the door is to the shipper and receiver. Into which case, then that's where I need to go to check in at. It's all the stuff I'm learning in the last 8 months of me starting this job. You know? Things I've learned about. Cappuccino, frappuccino, whatever you like to call it, it's delicious. French vanilla is what I like to drink. Okay? There's a lot of things I've done and a lot of things I'm learning still. Parking is a pain in the butt when it comes to after 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening. As you guys can tell, it's now like almost 11 o'clock, but you can tell that it's a weekend. It's full. It's practically full. You got a lot of spaces still, but they're getting scarce. And by tonight, all these spots will be taken. Because people are going to have to do their 34-hour resets on the weekend. If they run the clock every single day to the full extent, which is something that I don't like to do. I like to run about 8 hours a day. If you run 8 hours a day times 7 is only 60 something. Does anybody know what 8 times 7 is? I don't know what 8 times 7 is. My goodness. My brain's hurting. 7 times 7 is 49, I think. 14, I think. I don't know. Yeah, math is definitely a challenge for me. That's mainly why I only work 8 hours a day. I don't have to worry about jack squat on my 70. Because I'm always going to have hours back. Right? So, it's essentially what I'm going to do. I got to restart my tablet. I don't understand why my little bell icon is working, but that's okay. Restart my tablet. If you guys want to share my stream out for other viewers, that'd be great too. That way I can build up my channel. I'm working on getting my channel built up too, which that will come in time. But, oh, look at all those pallets over there, guys. That red truck has a lot of pallets over there. That's some flatbedding is something I will never do. I can't do flatbed. Flatbed is too much work for me. Probably pays a little bit better, but I'd rather just stick with dry van, to be honest with you. You know? And do it that way. At least my phone is charging. Miss Ann on Miss Ann's stream. What did you do last night, Gary? So, if anyone has questions about the 70-hour clock, they can just go to this stream and see if it helps them. And see if I've explained it in a way that would help people. I have many questions about my 8-2 split, but I try not to focus on the 8-2 split for reasons that are known, I guess. So yeah. That's something that is there, right? Oh, thank you, Gary, for putting up my link. That helps a lot. I appreciate that. So, I know it's a Saturday and people are busy and stuff, which is why I decided to do a live stream today of all days, right? But doing videos and having to edit videos is a challenge in itself. Once I get a computer and I get an editing software and a GoPro camera, that will be a little bit better, because I noticed that most of the videos that I'm noticing has to deal with a lot of GoPro cameras, and they're expensive. They are properly expensive, guys. So, gone with that, gone with the wind. There we go. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know I told, I was on Ernie's stream last night, and I put a notification that I was going live today, so, but it being a Saturday, I know people are a lot busier, so it can help, right? But yeah, so when it comes down to it, the things I've learned this week, it's definitely helped. It's a learning game out here, guys. You guys, if you're not a trucker, it's gonna be a foreign language to an extent, but if you're a trucker and you do this as a living, you kind of understand what I'm talking about. That is a real cool truck. I agree. Support our troops. You go. I totally like that truck that drove by, guys. I really do. Thank you, Miss Ann. I'll try to catch your stream tonight if I'm not too tired, which I shouldn't be because I ain't doing nothing today other than cleaning my truck out today too. That's a cool truck. I like that truck. That is a nice truck. That is a very nice truck. I'm not even gonna lie. I wish I could be driving that truck. Looks like we have a Prime Ink truck coming up through too. And I guarantee you he's gonna try to go through a straight through. Yeah, he's already looking for a straight through. He's not gonna try to back that up. Which I don't understand is you get the time, practice your backing. That's the one thing I do, is practice my backing when I get an opportunity. I don't look for the easy parking. Easy to me is, well, you don't get a challenge out of it and you don't get better at something that your weakness is. That's how I look at it. You know? Mark is all red. There you go. So, I know the one thing I gotta do is look at my engine today, check all my hoses, check my coolant levels, and check my oil level and stuff. So, I gotta do that too. So, I'm gonna sit here for a few minutes and then hop outside, leave you guys in here while I open up the hood, which can be a challenge sometimes. So always, when you get into this field, always change your pattern when it comes to parking. Don't ever go for the easy spot. Go for a challenging to a medium spot. That's what I did yesterday. I could have yesterday, for those who were here yesterday, all these spots were basically open. I could have done a straight through and just chosen the easy spot, but I chose to do a backing instead. Made me a better person at it, you know? Let's go open up my hood. So I'll be right back, you guys. Where are my gloves? Because this is where I'm gonna need. My gloves are on the side, aren't they? Yeah. Are they? Oh no, they're back here. Hold on, guys. I gotta grab my gloves. I'm gonna open up my hood. Grab my wonderful dandy gloves so I can open up my hood. Now this is gonna be the true test if my sound is going through my mic or not in there. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking for on my engine. I'll be right back, you guys. Yay. Let's open up my window for sure. I don't want to lock myself out. I know my cat won't jump out at all. She'll still be around. guys can hear me, let me know. Now let's go check my hood. My engine, right? Don't worry, my cat's not gonna go out. So when I'm doing my checking my engine, I gotta check to see if my oil cap's on, which it is. This is the fuel filter. That's all good. Still got liquid in there, which is a good thing. This is my oil cap right here, which I'm gonna make sure that that is clean, and then I'm gonna stick it back in and take it back out and check the oil level, which it's at full. As you guys can tell, it's full, so that's a good thing right there. So that's good. Oil level's good. Ugh. Oil, lovely, and it's still good. Making sure my steering column is good. All my wires are connected. All my hoses are there. This is a Cummins engine X15. It's not the greatest, but it works. I got all my hoses are good. That's all connected. I don't see any oil leaks. My brakes are good. These are air brakes. Well, that's good. Those are connected. That's good there. Oil cap's good. My windshield fluid is on the other side. So let's go on the other side. Right? By the way, this is the deer guard. You have to remove that from here to open this up. So this is my windshield fluid. I got plenty. I'm going to top that off next time. Got that. This is my coolant level. It is definitely at cool max. That's good. It's not below minimum. If this was below minimum, there would be problems right there. That's good. I don't see any oil leaks. I'm not seeing any major issues here, which is a good thing. So my engine and my steering is good. This is looking good. I'm not seeing any problems here at all. My brakes look pretty good. They're looking really good, actually. That's looking amazing, actually. So that's good. My brakes are good. So yeah. Isn't that amazing? So this is a Cummins X15. It's not the strongest engine that we have. There are better engines out there, but this is what the International is. Right here. My wires are all connected and good. So we got that. That's beautiful. By the way, don't ever step on this. It's not a good thing. If you break that, you're in trouble. This is your latch to hook the engine up. So you got all that and stuff. So yeah, this is what the engine looks like, you guys. You got your coolant level, your radiator hose right here that keeps that. Fan belt, fans right there. I don't see... Alright, you see that black belt right there? That's your fan belt, your coolant belt and all that stuff. That helps there and stuff. So in the back, there's an alternator and vice versa. Make sure that's not cracked or broken or anything. You got all your wires and that. That's awesome. So this is looking good, you guys. Let's go ahead. Shutter. There. That's looking good. Let's latch her in. That's connected. By the way, that's what you have to remove right there to make sure that's not broken. And then that's connected. Good. That's all good. And then this is where you gotta really make sure it's connected and not gonna go down. So that's good. That's latched in, which is good. Awesome, right? Got all that. My diff cap is on. Fuel tank cap is on. Air brakes are on. Electrical brakes, electrical cord is in. Air brakes to the trailer is secured. Nothing is broken, cracked, worn, or torn. That's still connected to there. That's good. Beautiful, right? Fifth wheel, right? Fifth wheel still connected. It's not been disconnected. No one in the middle of the night has come and pulled that thing out, which is good. Now, how do I check that, right? Now, as you guys can tell, there's a little bar in there. Right in the middle, that's telling me that that's connected, right? That's good. I can tell that that is connected by seeing that little metal bar across the fifth wheel plate right here. That little bar right there is connected to my fifth wheel. That's not going to slide out, which is good. Now, over here, we're going to check all of my bolts, landing gear, my cross members to my trailer all look secure. There's no warps or anything. Landing gear is looking pretty good. That's not broken. That's good. I don't see any cracks. I don't see any illegal welds or anything like that, which is a good thing. So that's good. Landing gear itself is looking pretty good. That's good. That's connected to there. That's hanging into there. That's looking good. No problems, right? Always a good thing. If you guys are new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe button. Checking all of my struts, my DOT tapes right here, which is all there. Alright, so let's talk about tandems real quick, guys. Right? Now, this is only this is an empty trailer right now. There's no load on it, so I don't really, doesn't matter where the tandems are at. But if it's anything over 43,000 pounds, you want this tire right here a little bit more, so that way it evens out the weight of the trailer, which I'll explain with a CAT scale ticket that I received one time. Mud flaps, right? Nothing wrong with the mud flaps. They're hanging, they're not touching, they're all attached, they're not broken, they're not cracked or damaged, right? So that's a good thing, yeah? Tires, inflated. They also have a self-inflating system right here. This is your self-inflating system. Runs off your airlines, which is back here. You got all these wires here. You got your airlines. This is your tandem. You pull it to release this to go in and out. That's how you slide your tandems. I don't see anything major wrong. Anything wrong with the air brakes. These are your drums, actuators. That's looking good. That's looking pretty good. I don't see any leaks. That's good, right? So that's good. ABS light's good. This is the part where yesterday, this was the issue here. I had to use my hammer to open this door up. So lucky for me, I used a hammer, rubber mallet, and opened this up yesterday. I told the shop about it. They're gonna get it fixed. when it gets back into the yard. This is new. I don't like that at all. I don't like this at all right here. That's been definitely, I'm gonna have to tell the shop about that. I don't like that at all. Yeah, somebody's definitely run this trailer into something, but it's still legal. It's definitely attached and stuff, so that's good. These tires look good. A little dirty, but that's alright. Let's go over here and check this side real quick. Brakes look good, drums look good, airlines look good. That box is what controls the airlines and all that stuff too. The self-inflating system right here, which is good. This switch you can turn on and off to control your airlines for your tires. You don't want to ever mess with it unless you don't know. If you don't know what you're doing, don't mess with anything back here. I, for one, don't know what I'm doing with it, so I ain't messing with it. But it's looking pretty good. Right here. See that? It's all attached. Yeah, beautiful, yeah? So I did my full, that's essentially a full pre-trip, post-trip inspection and stuff like that. So, looking good. Tires look good. Nothing in the middle. That's looking good. Exhaust system looking good, not cracked, worn, torn, warped, or anything like that. Acculator, which is my suspension to drop this back here. That's looking all good here. I don't see nothing wrong there. So yeah, that's basically the overview. And this is my truck right here, you guys. This is a 2022 International. The reason why I know it's a 22 is because it has the two numbers at front. That's the year that it was made. The 22. Tires look good. I did tell the shop that the drive tire, one of the drive tires needed to get replaced. I don't like certain things on this one tire here, so that's alright, but I haven't done anything wrong yet, which is good. Looking good, right? That is basically how you check your engine and what you're looking for in the back. I wonder. Oh, sweet! I can do it. Alright, so this is a test cycle. Basically, what I did was, there's a button here. There's a button right here. And that button is your test lamp check. You have that in the off position, right? Now, it runs a cycle. A whole cycle. And what you guys are going to see is, of course it would do the self-starting system. It should, in theory, run a whole cycle of that, which it just got canceled out because the truck just started. Nothing I wanted to do. Let me turn the truck off, you guys, so you guys can see this real quick. Turn the truck off. Hit my lamp light system here. I turn the truck off because if the truck's on, it doesn't do the self-checking system. Alright, real quick, guys. So essentially what it's going to do is check all the headlights. Turn signal's good. Low beam's good. High beam's good. And that, it'll run it through for a few times. Both headlights work. Turn signals work. Turn signal works on there. Low beam, high beam works. Good. Now I'm going to make sure that this turns on. This is your indicator for this side. That's good. Turn signals look good. My indicator right here is good. Turn signal works good. That's your turn signal for your trailer. Back here now. This is your ABS light right here. Basically telling you that your brakes are working. ABS light should come on and off right now. That's good. Back here, turn signal good, lights work, brake lights work. Brake lights on both sides work, tail lights work, left, right blinker works, and what else? Come on, get the brake lights, yep. And then up there, you got your, which you guys might not be able to see it, but the lights are on up there, which is there. That works. That's on. That's good. Indicator light works. Turn signal works on the trailer. That's your wide turn signal, by the way. Because people tend to cut in on your blind side. By the way, this is considered, this side of the trailer is considered your blind side. That's why when you're backing up, they have a blind side back. Indicator works on that. Turn signal works on that. That's all good there. And make sure it goes through the cycle again. Indicator, turn signal, and it's not broken. Perfect. That's good. Good. Headlights work. Turn signal works. High beam works. And then you got your low beam working. Those headlights work perfect. Turn signal, high beam, and then you should have your both headlights, high beam and low beam, come on, which it is. And then this is your reflector marker. So yeah, all my lights on my trailer work. That's a good thing, which means I'm not going to get stopped by DOT. We can now turn that switch off. And there you guys go with the post-trip inspection. That is the whole post-trip inspection, guys. Hopefully you guys learned something on that. Hopefully. I'm going to plug my phone back in and go from there. So, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I can try to answer them the best of my ability. Where's my keys? Got my keys. I'm gonna turn the truck back on so my phone charges. Turn the truck on off self mode there. And there you guys go. That's basically what I do every single day. Is a post trip, pre-trip, and then I just drive. Which is a good thing, right? When you guys do your in-cab inspection, there's a few things you're going to look at. I don't know why it's so blurry. Come on, focus. Alright. Perfect. Now it's... I know it's... blurry as heck right there. So, but essentially, you're gonna turn it on. You got all these lights up. You're gonna check your air brakes, main 1 and 2, which, oh, there it is. That's good. Check engine light should come on and off. That's off. Your coolant level is good. Right down here. Right down here is your oil pressure. If you turn your truck on, you should have oil pressure right here, which it is climbing. You have oil pressure, which is a good thing. Right there. That's the oil pressure right there. RPMs are good. Your coolant level, which is the far gauge on the right, that's looking good. Air pressure number 1 is above 100 psi and building, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and rev it up a little bit and build up the air pressure. You should hear like a little spit noise. Air pressure is building. RPMs are good. Alright, you guys heard that little spit? That's because my air pressure is between 120 and 130 psi, and it did that. So fuel level's good. My DEF level is at a quarter tank. That's good. And there you guys go. My gauges are good. My battery level is at 14.1. That's definitely good. That means my battery's charging nicely. That should be between 12.5 and or 13.4 and above, basically. Anything below that and it doesn't work. Alright, so let's put you guys back on the camera view here. Right there. Perfect. So that's basically what I do every single day, guys. So yeah, that's what I do. I basically do that and then I get going. So that's always a good thing. So hopefully you guys learned something on that one. I basically did a whole entire pre-trip and post-trip and a detailed inspection on my truck. Check the oil level, check that. That's always good. That's not going to be an issue for me. So yeah. But yeah. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I can try to answer them. Probably gonna go get something to eat here real quick, which is always a good thing. I'll probably go get McDonald's or something, because there's a McDonald's right across the street. And then I'm probably gonna just watch videos today to work on my truck a little bit and clean it up. I gotta get the floor clean because I got mud in here because of my last drop off. Turn off that. Turn off this. Turn that off. I'm gonna go get something to eat too. Seal, which I don't need anymore. I can throw that away. So yeah, that's what I do. Hour and a half. That's a good length, yeah. So Gary, how's your day going? Hopefully it's going well. Hopefully. When I do go tomorrow, I will do a live stream on, I will be doing a live stream tomorrow when I start out in the morning. It's going to be like maybe 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning when I decide to leave. I also have to look at my 70-hour clock to see if it's resetted and go from there. So yeah, always good to do a pre-trip, guys. Always good to do a pre-trip. I wonder if Bobby's live. He may or may not be. I think Ernie's off today, which is a good thing. If you guys want, always check out the channel, the Ride Along Gang. That's a great channel to go to. Gary, if you want to post a link of his channel, that would be great. And Ernie the Rough Riders, he's a YouTuber. He's a good channel to go to. He does live streams Those are the two main channels that I go to. I also go to other channels and I can't think of them. Oh, Just Trucking is another good channel to go to. Justin Trucking. Watched one of his videos last night. He was good. All these channels are very informative on what the trucking life is. And that's where I've gotten the majority of my information. Asking questions and also talking to other truck drivers. Getting their understanding of what they do, you know. You got a nice Volvo right across from me. That's a Volvo over there. You got a Peterbilt right over there in a flatbed. Got a Freightliner Cascadia right next to it, that rolling truck. Which is good. Thank you, Gary, for posting that link. Go ahead and check out that channel, you guys. That channel is awesome. It's always good. He's a really good guy. I met him in person. Really outstanding guy. He'll answer any questions that you guys have. And make sure that you understand the question too. Thank you for also posting the ride along gang. They've definitely helped me out along the way. So, I'm driving an International 22 with a Cummins X15 engine. I'm governed at 63 without the cruise. With the cruise, at 66 miles an hour. That's the kind of equipment that I'm driving. It's very basic. No refrigerator, no APU. It does not have an inverter, so I can't have a refrigerator or anything in here because it just runs off of just a basic truck, you guys. So yeah, and did that. So yeah, Ernie's off today. He'll be back on the road tomorrow. I did see his live stream last night. He's got a nice truck. He's got a Peterbilt long nose. That's a nice truck to drive. And I believe it's a manual 18 or 10 speed, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say it's an 18 speed. I could be wrong. If anyone has correct information on that, please let me know. So yeah. But yeah, this is just what I do basically. I chill out and relax, and it's a manual 18 speed. All right, so basically I drive an automatic. So if you guys see right here, this is my automatic gauge right here. I got the drive, reverse, neutral. I basically flip that switch forward to go into drive. I flip it back to go into reverse. It does have a low gear. Wow, that's really bad. But I don't like the steering wheel. Let me see if I can position the steering wheel better for you guys. Go through its cycle real quick. Alright, so essentially this is the drive. I'll flip it forward to go into drive. I'll flip it even further to go into low gear. And then I'll flip it backwards to go into reverse. That's my automatic gauge right there. I can do manual. I don't do manual at all. But that's the stick that I use to go into drive, reverse, and stuff. And then if you guys look real carefully, I have a Jake brake. So this right here is your Jake brake. This is the secondary braking system. It basically cuts the engine's power a little bit to help you slow down. When you're going down a hill, that gauge, that green gauge right there is your Jake brake. I have it in 1, 2, and 3. Third is for when you're going in a grade of 8% or more. Second is for 6% or less. And first is basically just to kind of start helping with the Jake brake. So, put the steering wheel back. That's basically what I do there, you guys. Put that there. So there you guys go. That's basically the overall view of what I do. That's it. You know, I got a lot of little gauges here. I can explain those real quick. So, that's my radio, Bluetooth, and headset and stuff like that. So, all my wires here, right? So this is your overhead cab light, which is that light right there. I know, it's horrible. Let me turn the camera around. So that's your overhead cab light. This is your auto climax control. That's basically when you start the truck off. This is your light for the back headlight back there to kind of give you more space. Turn that off. Turn that off. And then if you hit this light here, see that red light? That's your night light. Basically, that's when you're driving at night, or if your floor light is red so you don't get blinded. Turn that off because I don't need it right now. This is your climate control for the back. In the back, there's a separate bunk control, climate control, basically. This is your temperature, or your, temperature. This is your fan speed. That's your auto right there. This is your vents. So it's like a regular car, basically. This right here is your suspension dump. So when you're hooking or unhooking your trailer, when you're unhooking it, you want to dump your air so it lowers the back of your drives, so it doesn't just drop the trailer. It kind of assists in it. Fifth wheel slide, you press that if you want to slide your fifth wheel. I don't do that because I don't need to. This is your park regen right here. You press that and it'll automatically regen the engine. It does it automatically, so I don't have to do that, which is good. What else? You got your hill climb assist right here. I don't use that at all. You got your off-road. I don't use that at all. You got your PDL lock. I'm not sure what, I think that's like four-wheel drive in a car right there. So yeah, you got all that right there. And then this is your climate control. So that's basically all your gauges right there. Put that back there. So that's all my gauges on here. And then you have your regular air brake and secondary. So back here, sorry about the wires. This is your tractor trailer brake. This is your trailer brake itself. Leave that out to not move the trailer. You push that in when you're unhooking the trailer. Whoops. Alright, automatic shutdown mode. My bad. You press that in to disengage your tractor brake. You press that in to disengage your trailer brake. Press both of them in if you want to go anywhere with your trailer. Alright. Hopefully that makes sense. I hope it does. So, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I will try to answer them both the best that I can. I've been pretty much everywhere so far and stuff like that. I'm going to turn the camera around a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing a little bit right here. Don't mind the mess. I got to clean up the mess and stuff like that, which I'll be doing that today too. But This is my high visibility jacket that I have to wear on certain yards. I'm gonna get a new one here shortly. Essentially, and do that. I got plenty of headroom. Whoops. So that's basically what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis here. Let me know, guys, if the sound goes in and out when I'm further away from the phone itself. Now, in my last delivery in North Carolina, there was a section when I was doing the live stream, but apparently wasn't doing the live stream. There was a section of road that was going downhill a mountain, and I was using my Jake brake the entire time to control the speed. Basically, is what I was doing there. So, doing that too. I also get a free soft drink, which I'm gonna have to get that today too. I'll probably do that when I go get lunch and do all that. So another key thing, right? My logs. If my ELD logbooks were to fail, you're basically having to use your manual daily logs on paper right here. This is your paper logbook. It's basically the same thing that I have on a computer, except it's a paper log, and I keep those up here at all times. So yeah, I got that. But that's basically it. I'm gonna clean the truck up a little bit, organize things a little bit better, so that way it's not such a mess. And I'm also gonna be taking a shower today too, so I got some free shower stuff to do too. Good Lord. If you guys have any suggestions on stuff, let me know. My cat has physically made this possible for me to get off, because she's decided to make this trash bag horrifying to use. I'm gonna clean this stuff up a lot. I'm gonna clean the floors and stuff. Always have a secondary set of boots, guys. Okay, thank you, Gary. That's definitely helpful. I could probably use. Always have secondary boots when you're entering a yard that's really muddy or really muddy. That helps, because I don't want to ruin my nice shoes that I'm wearing when I'm driving. So yeah, yeah, PDL switches the diff lock for loose and slippery. Yeah, thank you so much, Gary, for answering that question. That helps me out, so I understand what that button does. So yeah, that's very good. I try not to use so many switches in my truck, so definitely something there. So, by the way, this right here is my change box. I keep all my loose change in here. That way I can do laundry, which I'm going to be doing that today too. So, getting that done. So, it is almost 12:30. So, I'm going to probably grab lunch. Don't know where. I'm probably going to McDonald's and getting a cheeseburger. Then I'll go to the Pilot, which is right where I'm at, and get my soft drink, which I got for free. And if I get one more cup of coffee, I get a free coffee on my next purchase, which is good. So, yeah, doing that. Are you kidding me? Hold on, guys. This isn't good. Oh, my turds. Oh, no. Cat. Atlantis. Alright, so my cat has found my cards and slipped them into the water bowl. Right here. So now I gotta dry them off if I want to make them work. Essentially. At least I'll have clean cards now. But now I gotta change my water bowl for my cat. My rewards card that I use, I'm not showing you guys my company card because that's got information on it, but basically is my company card is how I get fuel and stuff, and then my debit card and stuff like that. We're all in the bowl because she knocked everything over. Silly cat. That's what I get for not keeping it in my wallet. Silly me. I have a message. Why do I have a message? Okay, I guess I'll submit my pre-trip. I just checked everything, so we're good. Submit that. No defects. All is good and dandy. Submit. Perfect. Yay! Clean everything off. Always a good thing, right? Yes, perfect. Oh man. Got the laundry bag ready, got my stuff ready. I really gotta organize this truck. I got plenty of water. It's always a good thing, right? Always good to have water, guys and girls. I don't like doing a 34-hour reset. I don't like it because it just is boring. You just sit here and do nothing to an extent. But you can also do things like take a walk, go over my truck, which is what I did, make sure everything is working, and doing that. I like to keep running as much as I can, but I knew my hours are going to be in trouble when I didn't do anything. So, yeah. We'll see how next week is. Can't really show you guys much other than that. Workflow completed. I can show you guys what I've done so far. So these are the things I've done so far this week in terms of run wise. So this is completed, right? So I did 400 miles on that run. I completed that yesterday. Completed that. Leda, Florida, Kentucky. Completed that. Where? I've only done 2 runs. Okay. That's about 1,000-mile run there with the empty load, and then that. Don't tell me I've only done. Oh, and I did that run too, so that was good. So those are all my runs. So you could tell my average miles this week is what I've done this week. So I did a 1,000-mile run last week, plus 344, plus from Lee, Florida to Kentucky. I did that run. And then I went from Tennessee to North Carolina. I've completed all those runs this week. Wow. That's pretty good, you guys. I'm not even gonna lie. I did some really cool runs. So 3:45, 6:30, 9, 12, 22. Yeah, I've done almost 2,500 miles this week, guys, by the looks of it, I think. Yeah, that's pretty good. That was all this week. That was all of this week's. Oh, there we go. Sorry, guys, camera is definitely there. So what do you guys have planned for this weekend? Anything good? Me bantering on with stuff. I know it's kind of boring because there's really nothing I'm doing other than just talking, but I figured I'd get to know you guys and get to know my channel as I'm driving. You know, today would be a good day to get to do that and hopefully get some new subscribers and stuff. So Oh, you're stuck there waiting for a delivery. Oh, I'm sorry, Gary. Where are you stuck at? Where are you stuck at today? Waiting for a delivery. Home. Yep. That's usually what happens when you're at home and you're waiting for a delivery. If you don't mind me asking, what are you getting delivered? Is that a Christmas present or just something else? Oh, it's a Christmas present. Awesome job, Gary. I'm not going to be getting any Christmas presents this year. I'm going to try, but if I don't get any more good runs this coming week, I ain't going to have time to do that. So, yeah. All that taken care of, too. Xmas. Yeah, Christmas presents are always fun to have, right? They're very much so fun to have. Cat's sleeping somewhere. I don't know where she's at, but she's here somewhere. Always fun, right? Yay. Put that away too. That's garbage. Always good to do, right? Oh, I got more money. Sweet. Oh, that's awesome. That's good. I don't have no noise. I know you take a walk. There we go. Awesome. That's very good, Gary. So, I'm trying to debate on what to do for lunch. And I don't know what to do for lunch, to be honest with you guys. Because, you know, I still gotta do laundry and other stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, I've done that. Autocorrect can be such a pain sometimes, though, too, you know? So, always good. By the way, it's always good to have a little notebook. So that way you guys can show, that way you guys can keep organized and stuff. Crumbs. Yeah. So much fun. Perfect. What are you doing, truck? Why are you just stopping there? What are you doing? EMT, what are you doing? Huh. Sure would like to know what this guy's doing in front of me. He's just sitting there. Okay. Well, that's good. As long as he didn't hit my truck, that's always good, right? Now he's getting going. Actually, let's position it a little bit better. Yeah. I don't know what he was doing. He just sat there for a few minutes. So I'm like, okay. He might be trying to figure out how to get out of here. So yeah. You know? I always find it really fascinating watching other trucks come in and seeing what they're gonna do. Cause you never know when you're gonna see something interesting, to be honest. You know? Just don't know. So but yeah, this is what I do on my 34-hour resets. I try to clean the truck out and get things going, you know. Try to get myself situated for the next run, which I have home time coming up, y'all, for the 22nd through the 26th, I believe. So I'm gonna probably do my recaps, run on my recaps next week, so that way I can just get as many loads in as I can next week. I think that would be pretty awesome. I think, you know. Ouch. I think that's what I'm going to try to do next week, is run on my recaps. That way I can really, really focus on stuff, you know? And get things done. Yay. So I'm probably going to grab lunch at 1 o'clock, guys. I go over to McDonald's, grab lunch, and then eat my lunch, and then go take a shower and get ready for tonight. I think. Not sure yet. I kind of go as I see, you know what I mean? At least I try to, at least, you know? But definitely a fun day, to be honest. I do have some food here, but that is spoiled now, isn't it? No, why not? Eat what you can eat, right? Eat what you can eat and see what you can see. I will. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, me too. I'm glad the camera's sorted as well. So, alright, guys. I'm going to go get lunch, and I will catch you guys later. Depends on how I feel, too, and stuff. But I will be rolling out tomorrow morning, early in the morning. So, hope everybody has a good day. Hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. And I will catch you guys next time. If you guys like the channel, hit the like button, share out the channel, let other people know about my channel, and let's get this community going. Let's go have a really cool, a real good community, alright? Bye!